So lesson 11 runs from the 24th through the 7th. And the reason it spans such a long time frame is because we have spring break from the 25th through the 31st. So you don't need to start working on this until after spring break. And we are going to get into responsive web design. So we're going to learn about responsive fonts, responsive images, and we're going to cover something called grid view. I've also heard it called float before, but it is a responsive format. So I've got some web-based readings for you. And we'll be talking about all of these things in the lecture demo. So the lecture demo talks about responsive design, what it is, talks about the viewport, how to set up that meta tag, and why it's important. Also, some design considerations for making your website responsive and mobile friendly. Okay, and then relative lengths. And these are typically used for fonts, okay, font sizes in particular. And then this is an example of how those fonts would look. And then we get into mobile design layouts. We've already covered Flexbox, which is one. We're going to use Grid View this week. And then next week, you're going to learn CSS Grid. And those are the three that we're covering. So we get into the Grid View layout. Okay, and how to build a responsive grid. Okay, so that's kind of what the focus of this week is on. The textbook assignment is going to give you practice creating a site with a responsive grid. You're basically going to take the Acme vertical folder from last week, and you're going to copy it into your lesson 10 folder. And then you're going to open up the CSS, and we are going to add some code for responsiveness. Okay, and so you can kind of see what we're adding here. We're adding the code for grid view, and then we need to go into individual web pages and add the column class, which is part of grid view. Okay, and then make sure we get the meta viewport tag in all of our pages as well. That'll give you an idea of how to use grid view, and then to kind of solidify that, you're going to download this Zen page, and you are going to be adding the grid view code for that as well. And you'll have to modify the HTML. The lecture demo also talks about how to make your page printer friendly. So we are going to be doing that for the Zen site as well. So you're going to make basically a print version of CSS, so that when you do Control and P and you bring up the print preview, it will not show all the colors and graphics. It'll be printer friendly. Then the last task here, we're going to be modifying Zen again to insert attributes specifically for SEO. And SEO is search engine optimization. And by making these little tweaks to our pages, our page is more likely to display at the top of a search, which if you have customers, that is definitely what they want. And then finally, I show you how to preview your pages on a simulated mobile device. And this is available in Chrome. So this page, if I wanted to simulate how it was going to look, I just press F12. And then I turn on the mobile device toggle here. And then you can actually select different mobile devices, or you can just choose responsive. and it'll show you what the dimensions are and, how the page responds to that. And the goal on any mobile page is not to have to scroll horizontally. We expect to scroll down, but we do not really want to have to scroll horizontally. To get back to our normal view, we just turn that off. Okay, so that is your assignment. You will have to transfer everything in your lesson 11 folder, which should include everything in the Acme vertical folder and everything in your Zen folder. You definitely are going to want to check your pages live online. Make sure you go in and check out the mobile toggle so you can make sure that everything displays correctly on a desktop or on a smaller device. If you have any problems at all, make sure you transfer the page and send me an email and I will take a look. I am here to help you. And I hope you guys have an awesome spring break and that you have a good first week back.